Hi everyone, this is your Kirti. So I've started this YouTube journey and I want to document myself personally and professionally building Tempo Fuel and running really faster marathons. So now I'm doing a Wipro build where I'm attempting for 250 and also building Tempo Fuel, which I want to make $1 million business, like more than 100 million. So these are the two things that I'm planning for. Watch this video to know everything about Kirti. Beginning of my YouTube journey, I want to document everything that is going to happen with me in personal life as well as professional life, where I'm going to build Tempo Fuel in public. I am from Karnataka, North Karnataka, a place called Yadgiri. It's sandwiched between Raichuru and Gulbarga. I did my schooling, some in my native place, then I was put in boarding school, and then after my 10th I moved to Bangalore. In my school, I was actually into sports. I used to run a lot actually, surprisingly, not by choice, but we used to run a lot. I also used to swim, but not in any form. I used to play football. So I was pretty active, like not just on an average, but more than studies, I was active in outdoors. So after that, I came to Bangalore. I studied in Christ, my 11th, 12th, bachelor's, master's, also in Christ. I did bachelor's in commerce, where I did literally nothing, and then a master's in applied economics, MA. So I learned a lot about markets, philosophy of school of thoughts. That is about college. After college, what happened? It was a COVID time, so a startup came to hire us, and I really loved working there for 3 years, close to 4 years. I worked in a startup called Plum for 4 years, where I primarily joined as a customer support. So my initial job was customer support, then moved to multiple roles in Plum, taking care of releases, quality of mobile app that was going out, those things. Then after that I moved to a company in Chennai, which I do not want to name, but it was pretty boring, like pretty much boring, which is why I started to train really hard for marathons. Alright, this is my professional side of things. So far what I've done. Coming to my addiction side of things, a guy from hostel came out, got full freedom. So that guy now has full freedom to do whatever he wants. No parents, no one in sight to see what he's doing, what he's doing or what he's not doing. There I got into addiction. I started smoking, drinking at a very tender age, right? So 11th and 12th, not in 11th much, but 11th and 12th. So that's when I exactly started smoking, and I continued it till bachelor's, master's, right? Pretty long time. Now this is my addiction story of smoking and drinking. One day what happened, how I got into running is, one day I went to Nandi Hills with my CTO with whom I was working, and I came back and see my cycle is gone. In fact, it was not even my cycle, so it was someone else's cycle which I borrowed, so that I thought, okay, let me start my some cycling part, some fitness, and then cycling was away. I thought, okay, let me start with his cycle and then maybe buy whenever I feel like. But then what happened, when I came back from I see there's no cycle. I go, wow, what happened? Where is the cycle? Right? Who took it? And then I realized someone stole it. There's no camera. It was an independent house. So that happened. And then what happened after that, I was really like depressed, because it was 40k, 38k plus all the accessories. It became 40,000. So I was really disappointed and depressed. Then I realized this is not the area where I want to stay. I moved from that area. After that I went to a beautiful locality called Kasturi Nagar. I moved there. I saw one day randomly someone posting saying that on Twitter started a run club, which is a recreational purpose, and they are hosting their second run. So I said, oh, timing couldn't be any better, right? I'm still recovering from the loss of cycle. So then I see this. I went there. I loved it. It was August 2023. I still remember August 18 or 17, something like that. I went there, did my 5k. I almost saw God. Like actually I saw God, because after smoking for 10 years, then you go for a 5k. Kaban place is not a flat course, so out of breath. Then suddenly I kept showing up every Sunday. So this run happens every Sunday. Kaban run happens every Sunday. I kept showing up on every Sunday, but I was still smoking. Then suddenly I realized, one day that let me start running weekdays. So I started running weekdays. Then I realized I cannot just run on weekdays, I have to run a little bit more. So I started running a little bit more. Then this is how the addiction started for running. And one day, me and my best friend, so I introduced my, so now one day I also introduced my best friend to run. So a very close friend now. So I introduced him to run. Within 3 months, we both raced a 10K. So I was running almost for 6 months. And then I told him, then he started after 3-4 months of me starting. Then he picked up so well that one day when we raced, we didn't race, we wanted to run our all-out 10K. Then turns out that guy actually did a 42 minutes 10K and I did a 46 minutes 10K. I realized, dude, I don't want to do this. I either want to run better or I want to smoke better. I want to be in between, right? So that day I went back, I sat on the footpath, the Kasturi. I sat with my school friend and I smoked last couple of cigarettes. Then that was the last cigarette I ever smoked. We are talking about August 2024. No, July 2024 we are talking about. Then after that I did my first full marathon after quitting cigarette. Within 2-3 months I did my first full marathon where I did 3 hour 50, where I did my 3 hour 58 in my first marathon. Then second marathon after 6 months. So first one was August 2024, 3 hour 58. Second one is New Delhi marathon, 3 hour 13 minutes. And then recently I did a third one in New Delhi again after a year. This was 255 marathon. And while training for 255 marathon, I realized a very good friend of mine, she's a triathlete, she told me a lot about carbs. I mean, I knew about carbs, but I didn't understand the importance of carbs. Then I started taking gels, where I realized that recovery was better and I was just feeling better. So this is my introduction to carbs. I used to take them on the race day. In fact, when I did a 3 hour 13 minute marathon, I just took gels on the race day. Never trained them, never used much gels during the training. I never bought them. I don't know, for some reason I thought I'm a 27-year or 26-year-old kid, I don't need gels. I used to run with bananas and all those things. But then somehow when this triathlete friend, she's also a marathoner, and then I was training with really smart people in Chennai. So they also helped me understand what is gel, how to take them. That happened. After that I started understanding gels, carbs, electrolytes in detail, started to learn about them. And while learning about them, I also learned about sleep, which is a game changer. Then I realized, okay, if this is the important part of running, why not we start making, because I was running 100 to 110 kilometers every week. So carbs were non-negotiable. So I asked my brother, who is also into nutraceuticals, can you send me these samples, these raw materials that I need? He sent, and we started making our own gel batch. I've documented these things on Twitter long back, before even starting Tempo Fuel. After that, what happened? I ended up doing a 255 marathon because I made certain changes. I kept saying in the videos that I'll be attempting 257, 41. But then, you know what? I said, okay, 257 was anyways within my limit. So I had 3 plans for this third marathon that I did. Sub 3 was the C plan. 257.41 was the B plan. Under 255 was the A plan. Now what happened is I did 255 11 seconds, so I was a little bit regret, but hey, come on, 255 11 seconds, you can round it off to 255. This happened, and then after that I went in office and told I'm done with this boring job in Chennai, right? So I want to start something, and I quit the job. So yeah, this is pretty much what I have done so far. This is about me. This is your Kirti.